Welcome back to another episode on the MLD Balls page. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing another mock draft. Like I said, we're going to be doing these weekly. And this is going to be my thought process as I'm going over film each week, seeing what players I'm liking. And I said I'm starting off with the tackles of the class because when you learn film about the tackles, you also just learn film about the top quarterbacks, and you're gonna see like on tackle plays where running backs run behind them. You're gonna see a lot by watching the tackles. And remember, this is my thought process on me being the GM of every single team. I'm wearing the cape for every single team. So this is what my thought process would be. And as a New York Giants fan, bro, it kind of sucks to be drafted at pick one because I feel like we're going to like overdrafted my mock draft, and I'm taking Caden Proctor. On PFF, he's ranked their 26th player, but as I've been going over the film, he is 6'7". He's like 370. He's not a right tackle today, but we're gonna move him there. You're gonna have Andrew Thomas on the left. We're gonna put Caden Proctor on the right side. And it's gonna be his first time in his career playing there, but he's 20 years old and he's a dog. Like I said, 2'6'7", 370. You could literally call him plays like they were at Alabama at tackle. And similar to what the Chargers have in Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, although those guys are unfortunately hurt, the Giants can go ahead and bag up Caden Proctor, and a receiver would be amazing, or drafting or dropping down and selecting Caden Proctor later would be better, but you just take him at pick one. It's something tackle is that valuable. Get Caden Proctor, Jackson Dart, that could be what Will Campbell was to Drake May, and you keep it going. Pick two with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. Ah, this last weekend, that Fernando Mendoza game, Ohio State, man, going back and watching more Mendoza tape against Oregon again. I don't know about him being QB1 for me, and he never was. And all these reports about Ty Simpson's back being hurt and seeing that's possibly what's made him play worse. I'm still going to keep Ty Simpson as my quarterback one before the playoffs. And I know that like the past couple weeks he hasn't looked good. With the beginning of the season when he was healthy, he looked amazing. And I'm just gonna go with Ty Simpson as my QB1 still for now. And the Raiders need a QB bad. They could release Geno Smith and upgrade that O line. Like release him immediately, get a quarterback there, or maybe even keep Geno and let Ty Simpson and his back problems get sorted out. But as of today, with how Ty Simpson has been hurt, I'm willing to still have him as my QB1. And with pick three for the Tennessee Titans, I'm gonna go once again with O line. Francis Moyaga, the guy from Miami, played with Cam Ward already, and I just feel like that's just something you got to do. If you have a top tackle that's played with the quarterback before already, how many sacks did he let up that season where he was blocking for Cam Ward is a very interesting question, but I can't find it. But he's been playing good. He let up one sack the year that he was blocking for Cam Ward. Led up two this year, like hey, that's somebody that is going to be an upgrade to that Tennessee Titans team. Maybe a receiver on that Titans squad wouldn't be crazy though. Man, maybe like a Carnell Tate to that team wouldn't be crazy, but you can do that at the top of the round too. Right now, the fact that they got a Miami player that they could snag on the O line, go ahead and do that, and then you draft a receiver at the top of the next round. Pick four for the Cleveland Browns, man. Oh, do I go ahead and take another tackle? I think this is a place where I want to keep Shedeur Sanders, man. I'm telling y'all, tackles are so important, and a lot of these teams at the top of this class, at least, they have something going on at quarterback. I think maybe somebody in real life would trade up for pick one, but here in this world, where you could get Caleb Lamu at pick four, that is kind of, it's not insane though. Caleb Lamu at pick four for the Cleveland Browns. It's like the way I draft, he wouldn't be there at pick what is it, 27. Like, if the Cleveland Browns are at pick 4 and two of the top tackles are already off the board, at that point, they have to realize, all right, at pick 27, the Titans ain't going to be there still, and they need a wide receiver. And they're going to obviously look for a wide receiver at the top of the second round because that's what I said I'm going to do. And I'm the Titans GM. So let's take a wide receiver before they do and take Caleb Lamu, who is still a first round talent at the tackle position and is going to be able to help out Shadur Sanders. Utah's O line, I watched them against the Texas Tech team. I believe they played and they was holding up. Holding up against Texas Tech is kind of impressive because that team is in the playoffs with home field advantage because of how good their D line is. Literally why. And being a team that could have something like that is amazing. And pick 5 of the draft, man. We're gonna go, and I'm gonna go once again with how I feel and how when I've been watching the tape, what I think. And at pick 5, I'm going the guy ranked 230th, Sawyer Robertson, because he doesn't have a line of scrimmage plays like these other quarterbacks do. Imagine if Dante Moore was given the Baylor's playbook system with or I can't say with no run game, but with as much as Sawyer Robertson passes beyond the sticks, Dante Moore doesn't do that. Sawyer Robertson is throwing beyond the sticks almost every play. Yes, he got a good amount of interceptions, but when you look at it in reality, how many more interceptions does he have than Dante Moore? He has 12 interceptions compared to Dante Moore's, I believe, 6. Yes. So he has double the interceptions, more touchdowns, more yards, and he throws beyond the sticks because his team trusts him more to play quarterback. That's just what it is, y'all. His team trusts him more to play quarterback. And I think Sawyer Robertson is somebody that if he was to go to a team like the Jets, oh man, he'd be a problem, man. I think a couple of teams this draft need to go double on quarterback because a lot of these quarterbacks are on the same level. And some teams, kind of like what the Browns did this year with Shadur and Dylan Gabriel, I love that process. You give two guys a chance, whoever takes it, go ahead and thrive with it. And at pick 6 of the NFL draft, bruh, this league is all about quarterbacks. And if you don't got a quarterback, you got to protect them. But this is a team that kind of is, in the world of where they got Laramie Tunsil. They took Josh Connerly last year because they know how important it is to protect them rookie quarterbacks. And even with all that help on the O line, he's still been getting banged up. But a guard here would be fine. But Ruben Bain just being there available for the Washington Commanders as one of the PFF has him ranked as the best player in the draft, and being able to get him at pick 6, a guy who, man, he's going to be able to come into Washington and immediately produce. He's going to get pressures. He gets a lot of pressures, man. He's looking like, I don't even know who he's looking like, DeMarcus Lawrence a little bit, but like, dude, he's huge. He gets pressures. He gets back there, and I do like Ruben Bain Jr. I think he's a very safe pick, very good pass rusher, and he's going to be a good player in the NFL. And him being added to the Commanders' defense, I remember last week they played against somebody, the Vikings, I believe. And once you let JJ McCarthy sit in the pocket and see no ghost, it's a problem. Like you got to get back there and scare JJ McCarthy because it's not that hard to do. But the Commanders is one of the only defenses that you could do that onto. And with pick 7, the New York Jets, do they just take the guy who might win Heisman? I mean, Fernando Mendoza is not a bad quarterback. He looks like Kirk Cousins. Like I love Kirk Cousins. I love Kirk Cousins. Dante Moore is slightly, I almost like more than Fernando Mendoza, though. I understand that they might have him win Heisman or Julian Sayin. I haven't really watched Julian Sayin because I mainly am into, quarterbacks and the draft class people, not really into college football. I'm more of into the NFL and who's going to come into the NFL, if that makes sense. But Dante Moore don't look bad. And him and Fernando Mendoza, they both pass to the line of scrimmage a lot. I don't like that when I'm watching the NFL. Like I don't I like I'm not saying I don't like it, But like you have to be on certain teams to do that. And the Jets are one of those teams. And with Dante Moore, I feel like he also throws deeper. He has a bigger arm, in my opinion. He's faster. I almost want to take Dante Moore over Fernando Mendoza also. Like the first couple weeks, Dante Moore wasn't my favorite, but I gotta go ahead and look at some of these other quarterbacks because I must admit that the quarterbacks outside of Sawyer Robertson and Ty Simpson, even the past couple of weeks, Ty Simpson has been, banged up and hurt. Like Sawyer Robertson has been my favorite quarterback of the class, but he does have some derp plays, like he has plays where he has bad plays. That's the thing about it. He has plays where he just throws pick sixes, like he has to cut that out, but he's throwing beyond the sticks way more than these guys. If he had a Alvin Kamara, which he will have now, to check down to, he'd be able to do what Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza does. But with the Jets, I'm gonna take Dante Moore here. Dante Moore is actually like a guy who he just could do the same things as Fernando Mendoza, has a bigger arm, better athlete. Fernando Mendoza is a humble, good player though. So like he's gonna be somebody who he's first round pick, probably gonna win Heisman, but how it goes. Welcome to MLD. Pick 8 of the draft, dude. Dude. Okay. Would you rather Mendoza or Kyler Murray? Or or you could make Kyler Murray have no excuse and take an offensive player. Now he doesn't need an offensive weapon though, bro. You got Trey McBride. You got Marco going crazy. Jacoby Brissett is unlocking all these weapons. This is just something Kyler Murray hasn't been able to do, man. I almost feel like the team should try and trade Kyler and run into the season with like a new quarterback, man. Jacoby Brissett, even, but like one of these rookie quarterbacks really could get drafted by the Cardinals. But if I'm the Cardinals, I don't think I'm doing it for Mendoza. Maybe Dante Moore, but him and man, dude, Dante Moore or Kyler Murray, taking Dante Moore isn't insane. It actually isn't. That's why him going to the Jets at pick 7 is actually cool. But Mendoza he just doesn't have the athleticism Kyler does, but Kyler doesn't have the production, and this has been a proven thing for years now. But I don't want to go defense, like this is something that I either want to give Kyler Murray like best offense in the league to know that we not the problem, or I just want to like get a quarterback right here. Like the Cardinals are in a fun place on draft night. Maybe they're the team that trades up for their favorite quarterback and end up with like a Sawyer Robertson. Like the Cardinals should be a team. I know that Sawyer Robertson, if we're being realistic, and if you're listening to this, he's not gonna go as high as I mock him. Like I'm realistic, or I'm not. I can't say I'm realistic. I'm I'm non-opinionated. I'm non-opinionated. If that I'm trying to make my own opinions and I don't look at other people's and I just watch the games and see what I see and think what I think. Sawyer Robertson, you got to realize what consensus is. He was ranked in the 250s, you feel me? So like if the Cardinals could get him on like the second round, third round guy and give Kyler Murray hell, he could do what Jalen Hurts did to Carson Wentz, but in this world, the Cardinals don't have any chance. I don't like Mendoza enough to like not over Kyler. Kyler is, not amazing, but I mean, you almost go edge rusher or tackle. And Spencer Fano, he's cool and all, but he has a couple like shitter plays that scare me, but at the same time, he's not bad. Like he was going against the Texas Tech edge rush duo, and like I said, that's why I like seeing like good matchups to see how people would act against NFL talent. But I think that is something that I gotta, you gotta learn from. I still think Spencer Fano is a first round pick. So if he's still a first round pick, I gotta take him right here for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals now are gonna have a nice little tackle for whatever quarterback does play next year. You feel me? Like I think they're at the point where they got to take the best quarterback they like you either have to see a quarterback you're willing to draft, or you have to be able to just take a tackle for the Cardinals or an edge player. No, there's no other thing. O line, quarterback, or edge. O line, because that's the most valuable positions in the NFL to me. In the beginning of the draft, you get trench players and QBs. I think those are the most valuable players. I'm not saying the best players because the best players are the best players, but the most valuable players are usually found somewhere in the trenches or at quarterback. And with the Rams, dude, they have a lot of ways they could go. I see people, going ahead and taking them quarterback because they got 2 first-round picks. Why not, draft and stash? But ah, I don't really know how I feel about that. Matthew Stafford is at the point where I think he could just win MVP, y'all, and just want to keep playing. Like, I don't think that's crazy. Like, this is around the time where Aaron Rodgers and his age won like 2 MVPs in a row. If Matthew Stafford could win MVP this year and another Super Bowl and win Super Bowl MVP, he's at the point where he's competing with Rodgers on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Why should he retire? Why do y'all want him to what? Well, stop writing history, y'all. Just let things happen. Stop writing history and let things happen. And if we let things happen and the Rams go ahead and just I don't know, bro. They got some crazy ways they could go, bro. I pick a top 10 pick for a team that I was just talking about making the Super Bowl is a crazy luxury to have. And oh man, if I'm the Rams, dude, Jacob Rodriguez right here would not be bad at all, dude. He is somebody who is not ranked high for some whatever reason. Jacob Rodriguez to the Rams would be so fun and a problem, dude. Like, I Jared Verse, Jared Verse, Byron Young, Jacob Rodriguez. That's a problem, y'all. Y'all? If you are into Jacob Rodriguez, what is the thoughts about him going above an Arvell Reese? I, I, that's not. It's not really realistic because Arvell Reese does also provide edge production. Yeah. I might have to go Arvell Reese before Jacob Rodriguez, but do you? Nah. I'm going Jacob. I'm going Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez on this Rams defense, he's ranked 94th. It's crazy, but on this Rams defense, if you could just get a solidified player like that, and then on the goal line, have him even do fun stuff. And Sean McVay could dial up something crazy. You feel me? So that'd be an insane thing for them to have. And then at pick 10, the Bengals really could just go ahead and take Arvell Reese. Just David Bailey. I almost like David Bailey more than Arvell Reese, but all of these boys is dogs. All of these boys is dogs, but man, if you could just get David Bailey, bro, that would just be a nasty guy. Arvell Reese is a dog too, though. Now I gotta go Arvell Reese at pick 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I gotta go Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese is a dog, and he's kind of already fallen. Him going, the Bengals might see Jacob Rodriguez go already and be like, you know what? We feel like Arvell Reese is better. And if they take Jacob Rodriguez already, we comfortable. This is a nice linebacker class, y'all. Really, actually, a nice linebacker class because I still think there's a couple other guys who I could take in the first round. This linebacker class, pretty good because linebacker isn't usually typically a position that I try and take in the first round. And the fact that I've taken multiple in the first round in the top 10 says a lot because I know I might even take more. And right here for the Minnesota Vikings, I am blindly taking quarterback, and I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. He's going to be a Heisman and make a Heisman. Go ahead and get JJ McCarthy competition because I do not like JJ McCarthy. And over here for the Miami Dolphins, we're going to take my favorite O lineman that's left on the board, Austin out of Ohio State. Like you've seen, he go to his stats by alignment. He could play all over. He could play a little bit of guard, playing left tackle the whole year. Gave up no sacks, a tackle that can give up no sacks. Tua needs that. I'm telling y'all, trench play and the top of the draft is so important. And I am somebody that takes a lot of offensive linemen, but it's because I watch offensive line tape. Like offensive line and defensive line is where everything gets started, and players could also get finished. Like I'm not even playing when I tell you that players can get finished just by what's on the line. And right here, pick 13, dude. I ain't gonna lie, David Bailey's on the board, and it's very tempting. But if the Baltimore Ravens could get a playmaker, y'all, I know Caleb Downs is right there. But if the Baltimore Ravens could get a playmaker, y'all, am I insane for that, dude? Do y'all not watch like the Baltimore Ravens and see that Rashad Bateman like dropped a touchdown? Like, are we not tired of that? Are we not tired of, bro? I think I am. I think I am. I really do. I think I'm at the point where I've seen enough of Rashad Bateman drops. Like we could get the wide receiver one on the board for Lamar Jackson. Oh nah, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now we replacing Buddy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We taking guard right there, and Falele, you gone. Falele is gone, everybody. Look, we could have got the best wide receiver on the board, but right there, instead, we had gone ahead and go take the best guard on the board. Because Falele gotta go. Falele, no, you gotta go. And the Chiefs at pick 14 still have Caleb Downs on the board, man. If Caleb Downs is available at the next pick, he's automatically going to the Cowboys. But like, do the Chiefs not go ahead and get Jennings Dunker? I mean, he's going to be able to go ahead and play on the right side for them and replace Jawan Taylor. I think if you get Dunker right here, it's more important than Dunker. It's as important as letting go of Jawan Taylor. Dunker, it might take him a little bit to, get implemented with the season, but I mean, Josh Simmons before he got hurt wasn't bad at all. Dunker is cool. And at the same time, though, we're at the point of the class where one, two, three, four, five O linemen been five tackles been took, and six O linemen have. Maybe this is just not where the value at. Jeremiah Love is another guy that could win Heisman Award, and he's still right there on the board. Like we really could just easily go Jeremiah Love and just keep it pushing. David Bailey, keep it pushing, man. Like Denzel Boston is even nice, man. Jordan Tyson, the Chiefs don't really need receiver though. I mean, dude, the Chiefs got a lot of ways to go. I feel like this isn't a team that really needs to go running back at 14, but at the same time, going running back at 14 is not insane, especially with the interior duo that they got. And if they were to let go of Jawan Taylor, they should just sign another interior player and then understand that your tackle duo is Patrick Mahomes and Jeremiah Love. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then you got Josh Simmons. I think that they should let go Jawan Taylor and build around the run. You got to go Jeremiah Love right here. Like that's crazy that he's still on the board at pick 14. And for the Cowboys, it's insane that Caleb Downs is still on the board at pick 15. And you got to go Caleb Downs if you're the Cowboys. And you're going to franchise tag George Pickens. So you're gonna have Caleb Downs, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. You're gonna have a nice little team over there in Dallas, bro. Caleb Downs is gonna be a lot of fun in Dallas, man. Next up, we got Carolina Panthers with pick 16, and this is a team that, believe it or not, I know they took Ted McMillan last year. I feel like they could take Jordan Tyson this one. They got a running back duo that's been good. They got a tight ends that ain't really the best of the best, but Ted McMillan has been solid. Xavier Legette hasn't really been able to separate all that too well. Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson over there would be a really cool thing for them, man. I am not gonna lie, but I think I'm just gonna take Carnell Tate because I feel safer with him. He could produce next to Jeremiah Smith, so I know he could produce next to Ted McMillan. Just find his groove, find it his way. And right here for pick 17, the Detroit Lions. They're a team that I think that Aiden Hutchinson is a dog, and you gotta get him a duo with David Bailey, man. David Bailey and Aiden Hutchinson would give teams hell. Dante Moore with the Jets because we just took him earlier in the draft, and if we got a little tackle duo in the O line that I honestly like with the Jets. The Jets not being a good team is all Justin Fields' fault. The Jets not being a good team literally is Justin Fields. Alu Fashu is good. Armin Mambu is good. The interior, they keep working on it. Garrett Wilson, yeah, he was hurt and stuff, but like Brees Hall, like worry about the defense another year and try and get this offense situated. Get Dante Moore, get Jordan Tyson, and you got an O line. That is a team that could, be a good offense. You got Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson. That is something that could, you feel me, just spark off with Dante Moore being a good quarterback. It is literally that easy. Just a good O line, good running back, good receiver. You are a good quarterback away from being a legit team. Pick 19 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I almost want to go Denzel Boston. He looked really good. And Mike Evans, Denzel Boston, Emeka Igbuka, Chris Godwin. I feel like that could be a legendary, you know, wide receiver room one day with Ted Johnson. And those guys just soaking game, get a lot of, oh, bro, that would be so much help on that wide receiver unit for Baker Mayfield. He could also just go Kenyon Sadiq. That is somebody that Baker would have a lot of promise with. I feel like Ibuka is, beat up a little bit, and it shows that this season, if he's hurt, you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, end of day careers getting beat up. One more receiver. You got Tez Johnson, who will always be a fine wide receiver two, wide receiver three, even if these guys is hurt. And you just don't look at that position for the next decade. Maybe I know Buccaneers going wide receiver one more time is insane, but I mean Denzel Boston is really nice, and it's probably somebody that the Steelers really would have wanted right here. Like could have been the guy for the Steelers. Right here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm still thinking wide receiver. Like Makai Lemon has been really good this year, and him next to somebody like you feel me, uh, DK Metcalf would work out a lot. But I'm almost more liking of Elijah Surratt. Like I just like him so much that I don't want him to go on a team with Aaron Rodgers. You feel me? Like I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Quarterback is not somewhere that I'd go yet. Trinidad Chambliss, he's gonna be the guy who I'm looking at this week. Sam Lafitte he's honestly not even terrible, bro. He has 10 touchdowns this year only, 3 interceptions, and he got Jordan Tyson on his team. Uh that's a little bit of yards for but he's only played 7 games, but last year he was good. Maybe I gotta see a little bit more of him, but he ain't terrible. He ain't terrible. Jaden Maivio isn't terrible, but might go ahead and take his teammate and Makai Lemon for Aaron Rodgers. He is somebody that could just be a dominant slot, and especially next to DK. Maybe that's all you need. You feel me? The Philadelphia Eagles. This is a team that man, they got a lot of ways they could go, bro. They got a lot of ways they could go, bro. I almost want to take quarterback, bro. Chambliss, Lenore Sellers, a lot of these quarterbacks who do better than Jalen Hurts here, y'all. Tell me I'm wrong, man. This guy is in the who is this? He's in the freaking Heisman Award race. Should I just take him here to like prove to y'all I don't know ball? Like, should I take this guy who's for some reason Vanderbilt quarterback is in the Heisman race? Should I just take the Heisman quarterback for the Eagles? Should I just take that, bro? I'm low key trolling, guys. I haven't watched tape on him, and y'all, just because of that, this is gonna be the guy I'm going to watch tape on soon as the video's over. This guy's in the Heisman race award, I believe, y'all. And like I told y'all, the NFL season is a far times away, and or the not the NFL season, the NFL draft is a far time away, and Heisman Is he not? Hold on. I gotta search up the Heisman. Yes, this guy's a Heisman finalist, bro. I'm just gonna take him. Y'all, why is I don't know this guy, but I'm going to learn him today. Hey, yo, I hope he goes and wins Heisman, bro. I'm taking Heisman finalist right here for the Eagles, bro. Come on, man. What? I thought there was no more first round quarterbacks. Then I see now Heisman. Bro, if bro anybody better than Jalen Hurts, bro. If you can win Heisman, you better than Jalen Hurts, bro. You better than Jalen Hurts, bro. You can join my team. Hey, I told y'all I'm the GM on all these teams. We moving Jalen Hurts to Taysom Hill full time. You full time Taysom Hill, and we got Diego. All right, we got Diego and Jalen Hurts. You Taysom Hill. You feel me? We running the Saints offense because hey, you get him how you lose him. You feel me? He got his job coming in for somebody against the Saints. All right, so hey Diego, go ahead, turn him to Taysom Hill. Hey, next team we got up. I believe that's how Jalen Hurts got into the league. Also, I feel like the Eagles were playing the mirror with the Saints and used them as Taysom Hill. Like I said, bro, that's crazy. Oh, but pick 22 with the Texans. This is another team that I'm just blindly going O line. Blake Miller. I wonder how many sacks he's given up this year. I'm watching the. I gotta get closer to him, but I'm gonna get on to who's I gotta watch Diego because I just drafted somebody in the first round that I've never watched before. I gotta watch Diego, and I want to watch more of somebody. I believe Dante is cool. Jacob is a dog. Fernando is cool. It was somebody who I wanted to watch more of. Oh man, a lot these top players I've really got to the point where I want to watch more Spencer Fano because against Texas Tech, like I said, he was turning his back towards the line of scrimmage a lot while blocking, and that scared me. It scares me, and that's the same reason I'm scared with Fernando Mendoza. When he sees people, he turns his back a lot instead of stepping up. But at the same time, he reminds me of Kirk Cousins and taking him to the Vikings. That O line is so good that he would blow up, bro. And I'd look wrong, but he wouldn't be able to do that anywhere else. You feel me? Like this Viking situation is so amazing that Mendoza be able to operate there, and they got good play calling. And with pick 23, for the Chicago Bears, this is a team that I think they should stay away from offense, believe it or not. Jamal McCoy is a dog. He'd be able to go there and just, be able to he was great at DB last year, but he's been hurt this year. He was like the top DB last year, but Peter Woods is something I feel like they've been missing. I feel like Peter Woods in that D line would be amazing, and I just feel like that's what they've been missing for the past couple of years. Even when they fired Matt Eberflus, like I feel like his scheme needs this type of run stopper, and another team that I feel like needs that type of run stopper, I ain't gonna lie, is the Buffalo Bills. But man, Avion Terrell is still on the board. That could have been maybe the Eagles pick, y'all. The Eagles, y'all. Okay, for Eagles fans, since I trolled y'all, realistically, I would have taken Avion Terrell. But with the Bills now, I mean, if he's still going to be here, Caden McDonald though for the Bills, Romeo Height for the Bills, man. Romelio Height. I mean, um, I might go Romelio Height just off of the talent. Just off of the talent, I think he's that talented. So is McDonald. Oh, I think those are just the next three picks. I think in Terrell, McDonald, those guys is just the next three picks in whatever order. And I think Height is the best player. McDonald is a huge need for the Chargers, bro. Please take a center. Remember, the tackle duo is amazing. They could upgrade the interior with money. Okay, believe it or not, money could fix things, but that defensive tackle, you got to draft it in the first round, man. And then the third pick, right here, I do like Avion Terrell here too, bro. Like this team could use edge rusher though, man. Really could, really could, huh? Avion Terrell to the Cowboys to complete the. Who did they take in the first round? Yeah, to complete the just sibling line. Like the Cowboys would be just a family tree over there. That'd be amazing. We're gonna take Avion Terrell there. Yeah, that'd be amazing. But for the 49ers stop looking ahead and just do what's best. Keldrick Falk, believe it or not, this is somebody I need to watch. I know he's been doing amazing this year, but I haven't gotten to him too much. I, I've seen TJ Parker. TJ Parker, like he's huge. He's been consistent, and he's gonna be a no matter what. You know who he is. He's gonna be no matter what a rotational viable option for when Bosa is hurt. And I just think you just take TJ Parker. Falk might be better. I'm gonna get into Falk today though. Look, I'm gonna do my homework. Diego, or I got finals I gotta go take. So nah, I lied. But you know what? After that's my last class of the semester, and semester over. So this little break, I'm gonna have nothing to worry about, y'all. I'm gonna be able to lock in on film, gonna watch some more, and hey, Nick Bosa being able to have Michael Williams and TJ Parker would be very tremendous help for his, injury proneness. Like Nick Bosa can never stay healthy. And pick 27 for the Cleveland Browns. I believe we took tackle to begin the draft. It's just amazing now that I look at it because these wide receivers are still here, and I love Elijah Surratt. I love Elijah Surratt. Chris Brazil is still here too. Chris Brazil is a dog, but oh man, Chris Brazil or Elijah Surratt. I'm gonna go Elijah Surratt. Elijah Surratt's the only person that can make Mendoza passed the sticks. So if Mendoza could pass the sticks to you, imagine what Shadur could do, y'all. Shadur, what? Right here, we're taking Avion Terrell. Really would have taken him probably. Ah man, the Cowboys going no edge is kind of funny, but I mean maybe they'd sign one. You feel me? Avion Terrell could now Avion Terrell probably realistically would have gone to the Eagles, or I don't know. I ain't do it. So since he dropped, we're taking Avion Terrell to the Cowboys. The Seahawks could use a wide receiver, bro. Like, yeah, he finally did something this week, but they can use Chris Brazil. Oh, Sam Darnold. You have Chris Brazil. You have Shaheed. You have JSN. Oh, bro, Chris Brazil could just take the top off. That would be a nice team. That would be a nice team. Um, Next pick, we got the New England Patriots. Oh, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Mansoor Delane, he looks nice to me, man. Like I see no problem with taking him, but at the same time, somebody who I might have slept on, and he might have to start going higher for me is Kamara. I've letting him gone too far. He's almost fell. He's a dog. He literally, in my opinion, is the reason that Indiana is where they at. And the fact that I can't even find him right now is insane. He is the best player on their defense. He has been the best player on their defense for the past couple of years. Like, he got 40 pressures the past 2 years. What are we doing? 40 pressures. And like they take him out a lot on rundowns. Maybe they don't think he's the best of the run defenders. I don't care. You get 40 pressures. Come in. You feel me? The Patriots are a team that now they'll be in the playoff races in the playoffs, bro. You got it. 40 pressures, bro. You feel me? You in there on third down. You automatically, and that's almost like the most important down in the game. And Rams, what did we do earlier again with the Rams? We ended up taking Jacob Rodriguez, which was an amazing pick. Jacob Rodriguez to the Rams is an amazing pick. And what could we do else with him? I mean, you got ways you can go with the Rams because this is a team that doesn't really have too many needs. They just going to take the best player just that's in their face. And Sonny Styles would be a cool duo, but Mansour Delane is still there, and I think highly of him. And Jermon McCoy, I think I'm just gonna take those two DBs next. I just think both of those guys is first round talented players, and not this year for McCoy, but I feel like he's gonna, bro. These type of players, bro, they just fall out. Look, you feel me? I just gotta let him fall to the second round, even though he's, somebody that could be, a crazy, sleeper. I just gotta let him be a second round pick, man. And what would I do with the Broncos? Sadiq isn't bad. He isn't bad. Sonny isn't bad. Broncos don't really need defense. Their O line is good. I mean, is this a team that just takes linebacker? You know, like, nah, I don't feel like really should take defense. Is there somebody like a Michael Trigg is underrated, huh? Michael Trigg is a dog, and like I said, Sawyer Robertson and that team is a problem. Sawyer Robertson and that team is a problem. Little do y'all know, Baylor is Baylor, bro. D'Angelo Pons. But what if we take D'Angelo Pons and pair him with Sertan? That wouldn't be wow. D'Angelo Pons. Pair him with Pat Sertan. Do we pair D'Angelo Pons with Pat Sertan? I think that's a I think that's the way, y'all. I think we paired D'Angelo Pons with Patrick Tan, Jade Barron, and that Broncos defense. I did say we don't need to add to it, and I just added D'Angelo Pons. He is 5'9", which is the reason he's gonna fall in the draft. But I mean, production wise, he's been really good. He's been really good, and he's faced up against the Jeremiah Smiths, and not only played well, but played awesome. And nah, D'Angelo Pons to the best defense in the league would be insane. Mansour Lane, y'all, this is my opinions, kind of like what I would do for every single team. I try to do the best thing that I think was smart for every team, and we're gonna see what they do wrong. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm right, y'all wrong. Sawyer Robertson, the best quarterback in the class, but I'm being humble and taking him at 5. But thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode on Emily Ball's page. Have a nice day and God bless.